What up, y'all? Welcome back to the next episode of Don't Do That. I'm Madison on Monday. Hope your weekend was great. Hopefully it was nice. And it enjoyed it. Because everybody needs it. Especially with all the craziness that's been going on in the world in general. So, smoke of the F to get started. Tropic Thunder. Type 6, House of Dank. Make sure you go spot them.
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. Okay. So my topics. Trump wants to protect white South Africans, but too dumb to see that he's screwing them at the same time.
That's our top story?
That's the top one.
Let's go.
Alright, so with everything that's going on between South Africa and United States and all that other good jazz, since, you know, Elon Musk left his home country to come over here and try and run stuff over here because obviously he can't run nothing over there. So we were at ties with them because, well, they're taking stance on their own country, as they should. It's their country, it's not ours. It's not our home, it's their home. So they should do as they please. So a new law that South Africa is putting in place by expropriating land without compensation has U.S. government left with panties in a bunch. Now, South Africa is the largest beneficiary of African Growth and Opportunities Act, the AGOA. It provides free access to U.S. markets for eligible sub-Saharan African nations.
Okay.
Now, basically, the new law is giving land back to those it was taken from in the first place. So it sounds like something we kind of see over here. Right, with the indigenous lands, where we promise to help and rebuild, and yet we still just snatch and grab and don't give back and say, hey, you know, you don't matter. So black South Africans make up of about 80% plus of the population. But, the big but, they only own 4% of private land. So out of all that land, the original people, not the colonizers, the original people only own 4% of that land.
Wow.
So for some, not all, that means no compensation for land that is redistributed. Now, African President Cyril Ramaphosa, I probably ended up saying that wrong. But he stated that legislation would ensure public access to land in an equitable and just manner. Basically, no more bans on those who can't enter areas. Like you have some communities that are all white. No African Americans are allowed to live in the community. They sure can work there though.
Didn't they do that before?
That still goes on now in South Africa. It's segregation, basically, where the colonizers segregate themselves and say, you can't enter your land. This is our land now, but they're taking it back. So, Elon has the split peas to ask, why do you have openly racist ownership laws? You know, not like we don't have any of that over here. You know, where we rig the voting systems whenever it comes to certain areas, like you have counties this and counties that. And if you've ever looked at a map in your state and you've seen how jerry-rigged these counties are, it goes towards how they want it to be done, how they want votes to go. So on February 7th, Trump had revoked all aid to South Africa, accusing them of human rights violations, also because of where they stand with war on Gaza, which they pretty much are neutral. They don't want to choose sides on stuff like that because they feel it's not their war. Because why? It's not their wards, not their country. That's not where they need to worry and focus about, is their country, their area. They're worried about that, not everybody else's business nor their problems, like we like to stick ours in there. And then have to go fix up the mistakes that were made. So to stay eligible for the AGOA, South Africa basically needs to bow to America. That's basically what it states, is that you have to make sure you follow by our rules, you have to do what we say, and you have to make sure that all those white African Americans have to be made safe. Forget all the rest of the people, but the white Africans are what matter. That's pretty much what it says. Now South Africa is the main agricultural exporter under AGON, and its largest beneficiary, the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Now, Crispin Fury, he's the spokesperson for the country's foreign minister. Now, he had stated this. Let me get into my old cracked up piece of joke here.
Yeah, she has the trusty dusty now, but we're gonna fix it.
So, if you look at the produce that finds its way into the U.S. markets, it primarily comes from our agricultural sector, which is primarily white farmers. Now, Fury had told that to CNN. He had added also, it's a known fact that most of our commercial farmers are white. They are the ones who are in the majority in the commercial agricultural sector, and they have a commercial gain from an agreement like AGOA. So, the very same people that you believe are being persecuted will be persecuted by such a volatile decision. Because you have to remember where we get most of our stuff. Yeah. Agricultural and farming.
Yeah.
Because most of that land is owned by white people. All they want is that land to be fairly distributed, as it should. It really is not the white colonizers. They were stayed there whenever it was brought over. So Elon Musk can go home and he can take care of his own people, but not with us. So citrus grower Garrett Vander Murray exports to the U.S. from Citrusdale and Western Cape Province. He had also stated that it would affect us considerably and threaten local jobs. He said, it is difficult to estimate precisely to what extent. Citrus is the economic heart of Citrusdale, and any shocks or changes in the industry affect the entire rural community. Now, also Justin Chadwick, head of South Africa Citrus Growers Association, had also stated that if AGOA is not renewed, it will create a challenging environment for South African citrus. AGOA ensures our citrus isn't subject to U.S. tariffs. A U.S. tariff on South African citrus would make our fruit more expensive for American consumers. Now, he also had stated, to give you an idea of how many jobs are currently connected to U.S. citrus exported, is estimated of 35,000 jobs.
Ooh.
From farm level throughout the supply chain, as well as an additional 20,000 jobs in the U.S. are sustained by USSA citrus exports. Without AGOA, these jobs will surely be under threat. So,
wow.
That to me, you are screwing them. Period. The same people you're trying to help, you're screwing them. So South African president has no problem cutting some sort of a deal, but at the end of the day, that is their country, not ours, and we need to run our country, and Elon can go home and help them. If it's that deep, he can go home. He's an immigrant. His money is what bought his immigrant status to be here. Period. He has the money, just like when it comes to Melanie Trump. It's the money that bought it.
Yeah, because
if you don't have money, it's not easy to get over here.
What political background does he have to be in any position of power? I don't get it. It's like, hey, I'm rich, you're rich. Why don't we do this together, man? Sure. And that's it.
Neither one of them are educated enough to run anything. As you can tell, he's obviously not, educated enough to fix his own freaking
People
platform.
have echoed this sentiment, and it's like Trump is a successful businessman, but running a country is not the same as running a business.
Well, as we know, how many times has all his businesses went bankrupt? People can sit there and say, "Oh, well, it benefits him." Yeah, it benefits him, but screws his workers. Workers without a job, and yeah, it is what it is.
So we have to, as we always do,
Pause the music.
pause the music, because this weekend, Angie Stone, a phenomenal soul singer, passed away at the age of 63.
I think it was 63, they said.
Car accident in Alabama. Prayers, of course, go out to the family and fans of her music. It's just, I mean, her daughter got on Twitter, and her post on Twitter was basically something like, I think I have it here. Oh yeah, quote unquote, my mommy's gone. My mommy's gone. So, I mean, it's just crazy. We're just losing people left and right. I'm still got an eyebrow, a rock eyebrow on the Gene Hackman situation.
But new things
New things are coming to light, like, you know, the door was cracked. One of the doors was cracked open. They had 3 dogs, not just the one. So that means 2 of the dogs were outside. One of the dogs, the one that was closest to the wife, died along with her and Gene Hackman. And they said that
there was, okay, so
how long was
February,
it?
it was 9 days.
The 17th.
Okay,
said,
it was
right?
9 days.
That they had-
February 17th was the last recordings of Gene Hackman's pacemaker. Now, with your pacemaker, with his, it also, it would track all body functions from blood pressure to whatever the case may be. He had apparently, he was in the mudroom. He had fallen. That's where the cane and glasses had came about. The dog that had passed was in the kennel. Now, being in the kennel without food or water for 9 days is going to kill a dog. Now, when they talk about the pills that were found surrounded by the wife, it was his blood pressure medication, thyroid medication, as well as Tylenol, which usually it gets your, stuff back. We also have to remember he was 95.
95.
All right.
95.
That man had lived a very long life.
Yeah, facts.
His wife was 65,
something
like
yeah.
that. So she was at an older age in which things like that, just trying to make sure you get to your husband in time to save his life.
Yeah.
Imagine how much stress upon her that had caused, which she had
Who
fallen.
knows what health problems
and
she already had.
that could have caused as well. And them living in seclusion the way they did, that also really didn't help.
I don't understand why people do that.
Because you gotta remember.
I understand you want your privacy, but
you gotta remember.
Shit hits the fan.
Listen, you have to understand how, whenever Gene Hackman would go out in public, when he would, just going outside to check his mail was probably a big deal to a lot of people. So being secluded and away from the paparazzi and everybody else that
you gotta have 24-hour staff there. You gotta have 24-hour staff.
But the thing is, though, is people like Gene Hackman are like, fuck y'all, screw y'all. I'm not doing all that.
When you're 95, it's not wise.
But at the same time, maybe he felt like that's what needed to be done. At the end of the day, it's all still it's still weird. That's why they were talking about You know, that's why they thought it was more suspicious the moment they found out carbon monoxide was not involved.
Right.
So I'm assuming mudroom is separate from the house. So whenever you're running from the mudroom to the house, you're not closing the door. So again, still, I hope that there's no stupid, fishy nonsense going on, but there probably isn't.
So
Hollywood is a very weird place. So there's no telling. So on to the next one. Now, it's more of a shorter piece and whatnot, because there's really not much that needs to be discussed upon it, but it's something that's heartbreaking. Because a Detroit mother who lost her children in the cold weather to death finally gets help. Now, Tatiana Williams lost 2 of her children to homelessness and lack of help from not just the city, but also her trifling-ass family. You would allow, as a grandparent, forget where the mama needs to go, okay? Mama can go sleep at a shelter, right? But you would have no problem. You would rather see your grandbaby sleep out on the street. That doesn't make sense to me. And to the father, if it is true, I don't know, I get conflicting stories on this. If you really genuinely was not going to take your own children in, you're trifling, bro. You are also part of the reason why those kids are dead. Period. So after the deaths, the mother was still in a shelter with her remaining 2 children when the city finally helped. So they got a house, food, whatnot, rent-free for a year. Okay. Now I'm hoping, ma'am, that you take full advantage of that. Take advantage of being able to get your life back, even though it's not going to be as easy as what people are going to try to sit there and tell you it is. But for those people that didn't help you, you better make damn sure that they don't get help from you. That comes to your mama too.
Man.
Because your mama could have helped.
And you know what?
And being homeless, I know what it feels like to be homeless.
I do too.
And the fact that there are people out there that would be like, you know, because understandable, parents, adults, we can find a way. Alright, but these kids, for you to sit there and allow these kids to be homeless and not try and help.
But I ain't homeless no more.
You're trifling.
I stay in a trap meth house.
Oh yeah, right? Right? And we're sitting
with a whole bunch of figures.
Right? We're sitting here to trash music and getting mad because people don't like it, real estate Ron. Alright? Because I'm still sitting there apparently arguing with this man. 25 comments on there. Most of them are from him.
I love the engagement.
Yeah, because like any other thing, the more engagement.
To put the phone down and not continue the argument is there, but he continues and then he's like, why do you keep arguing? He
must live rent free in my head. And it's like, no, I mean, I take my time on my breaks when I'm decompressing from work, dealing with complete realistic idiots to have to come back to the online thing to see a whole nother idiot that I have no problem arguing with.
So let's explain. We are on a mission. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Engagement helps the algorithm find us and push us forward in the For You. You know, the For You page that you see when you get on your phone and you scroll through YouTube. So then it pushes us into people that go, who are these people?
Just
and
random
people might just think we're interesting.
Right.
They might like the background. They might want to comment and say, what songs that you're playing? And then that's when the magic happens.
Stupid.
I'm just saying.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't mind it because at the end of the day, for all I know, you could be a bot. I mean, you could be like one of them people on, what is it? What movie was that where they're behind the scene playing where you got this big fat slobby person? That's probably Ron sitting in his chair. A fat slobby person.
I'm talking about Gamer.
Yes.
It's one of my faves.
Yes, I feel like Ron is the
movie.
one guy, the one really fat, slobby one.
Yeah, real sloppy,
I feel like that's
nasty,
real estate Ron,
sweaty,
3645.
hairy, sitting in a gamer chair in his boxers, just eating a nasty piece of just pastrami on rye sandwich with a whole bunch of mayonnaise just dripping all over his belly.
Okay, enough. Nasty.
Wiping
Nasty.
it. And
I'm
he's
done.
playing as a girl, but he's really a fat, nasty
Do you
guy.
wish you had a vagina, Ron? Is that what it is?
You should watch Gamer if you haven't, because you should know the character that we're referring to, so you can know what we think of you.
That's what we think.
But
on to the next one.
on to the next. Okay, so
because that was my last one.
Let me check.
So
This will be my last one here, because we did spend a little time on real estate there.
Fucking Ron.
All right. So let me stop that and say,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh, get that look off your face.
Bronny James.
Oh, wow. What happened?
Bronny James is back in the media.
Oh, my God. What did he do, though?
He's back in the headlines.
What did he do?
He's a man of his word.
What did he say? Oh, my God.
Okay. I'm getting serious now.
Okay.
Bronny James is back in the headlines as he says, play me or trade me. The player has voiced his frustration with his lack of playing time at the point guard position since the Lakers acquired, I don't know, Luka Doncic?
You really...
What did you...
Oh, that's right.
What did you expect?
Who did you...
Yeah, so
You thought you were...
he says, Bronny says, and I quote, I do everything Luka does, and I'm a better defender.
Who the hell lied to you?
Wait.
Oh.
Wait. First,
Excuse me,
before I forget,
throw up off the camera.
Before I forget.
That's what I think of your response.
Before I forget.
How's it think?
That is our spot!
That is my spot!
Okay.
Okay.
So, I would like to say, Bronny, that Luka Doncic does not have as many highlight reels of him failing as you do. He has more highlight reels hitting incredible shots, making incredible plays. He's been an all-star. You just got in the door.
You're barely out of college.
Slow down, young man.
You ware only LeBron's son.
Down.
That's all you are. That's all.
Because you're making me laugh here.
Let me hear them.
You're barely even on the team. Okay? The reason that you're there is because of your dad's legacy. You have not built
quote
any type of...
Let me quote 50's
50's
son. Let me quote 50's son. You thought you was special, bro? You thought you was special?
I gotta give you one. I gotta give you one. You should have known better. Luka Doncic versus you, and you really thought they was gonna play you more. You're lucky they still playing you at all. They might sit you on the bench and just have you ride to the championship.
How about this? Anytime you want to go ahead and get on that court, you go ahead and put up a challenge to Luka. Be like, you know what? Before the game goes, to be able to see who has that spot, let's go ahead and play a game of one-on-one. And then he will demoralize you and put you into the ground, and you will then feel sorry and wish you could go back to college basketball where you still barely succeeded.
I'm going to pull up my hat over my head like Dumb Donald, because you be sound but stupid there, beloved Bronny. You be sound but stupid. Remember Fat Albert? Dumb Donald.
Very stupid.
Pull it over his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to stop, man. You should have known better. But
it is what it is. So, hey, we'll see you next time. So we will see you guys again on Wicked Wednesday because our time is done here. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell to get notified for each and every time that we drop new content. See you next time on Wicked Wednesday. Pieces.